Hello and welcome to Kitchen Queen. I thought today it'd be a really good idea just to give you guys more of an insight as to how a lesson usually runs. I know some of you have already had a cooking lesson with me, but certainly for those of you that haven't, hopefully this might inspire you to perhaps book a lesson. Today we're going to be making a really scrummy Hungarian goulash with dumplings, and I've got with me here Dan, a good friend of mine from university. He's going to be my guinea pig.
Yes.
So thank you for coming, Dan.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, so let's get started.
Okay.
Take some beef. You have some as well.
Okay.
This is just braising steak. It's not particularly good beef. You wouldn't want to fry it, but that's absolutely fine. And again, the fat running through it is fine. That will all break down. You want to cut this into about centimetre cubes. So you could pretty much use this same method for a number of different dishes. I make a really nice stew, for example, with lamb. Same concept, a few different spices, a few different herbs, put some oregano in there and crumble some feta on the top, as opposed to the dumplings that we're going to make. Okay, next thing, we're going to chop up an onion. Just slice it through the other way.
That does look easy.
So quick tip for garlic. Obviously don't cut your hand, hold the blade down, but just give it a smash with the base of your hand.
Yeah.
Cut off the end bit and you'll find that peels so much easier. Okay, so next up we'll chop up a couple of peppers and a couple of potatoes. And we won't put those in until the end. Okay. But nonetheless, we might as well get those chopped up now. I'll take the boring job, I'll peel the potatoes, if I can give you those two to chop up. And again, I'll chop the potatoes so they're kind of roughly centimetre cubes. And with the potatoes, you do want to be a little bit more careful. Right. Because you want them all, obviously, to cook. And for them to all cook at about the same rate.
Right. That's that done.
Okay, great. So now we're ready to start cooking. So you want quite a high heat because we want to really give the beef a good fry. Right. So switch on your hob.
Okay.
Okay, so you've got a good glug of olive oil in there.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to, but I quite like to put a little bit of butter in there. So put a couple of cubes of butter.
Okay.
Spread that out a bit.
Okay.
There we go. Now just give it a good season.
Right.
Okay, so now that's just begun to brown off. You don't want to cook it. So let's pop that in a bowl, just set it aside for a minute. Try and keep some of the fat in there, in the
juice?
pan. Yeah.
Okay.
Because we'll fry off the onions. Okay, and now you want your onions and garlic, and we'll just give those a nice fry off. Okay.
All of them in?
Yeah, all of them in there. So that looks really good now. The onions are beginning to caramelise. Let's pop the beef back in there.
Okay. All at once?
Yeah, pop it all in there. And now we're just going to add in quite a heaped spoonful of flour. So that's about an ounce or about 30 grams for those that want to use scales. And just sprinkle it all over. And this is going to thicken the stew. Right. And then we also want to add some paprika, and you want about 2 tablespoons, so about 4 or 5 teaspoons. Okay. That smells lovely. Okay, now to that we're going to add about 2 pints of stock. Okay. Now if you happen to have fresh stock, then absolutely fine. If not, then for 2 pints you want about 3 OXO cubes. Mix it with some boiling water and just pop it straight in there. That's lovely.
That's fantastic. It smells lovely.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. Okay, so we've put the stock in. Last thing to go in there is a tin of tomatoes. Okay.
Does it matter if they're whole or chopped, I imagine?
You want to chop them up, but you can buy them chopped now, so if you're inclined to be lazy, just buy those. Okay. And that's it. Give it a quick stir, pop the lid on, and we can leave that now for about an hour. Okay. And during that time, the meat will get really nice and tender, the sauce will thicken, and then right at the last minute, or for the last half an hour, we'll pop in the potatoes and the peppers. Great. Okay, so this has been cooking for about 45 minutes now. Okay. It smells wonderful. Let's give it a quick taste, because it's easier to adjust the seasoning now. Smells lovely.
It's nice and rich.
That's lovely. So next, we'll just add the potatoes and the peppers.
Okay.
So they can go straight in. And we'll give them 10 minutes.
10 minutes?
And then, yeah, we'll give them, well, about 10 minutes whilst we make our dumplings.
Okay.
Give that a quick stir. So, onto the dumplings. These are so easy. Basically, half fat to flour. So we've got self-raising flour, and you want about 4 ounces,
Okay.
which, that looks like about 4 ounces. 4 ounces is about 4 big heaped spoonfuls.
Okay, so I can put all of that in.
Yes, I think so. And then you want about 2 ounces of suet. These aren't particularly big spoons, so we'll put in... Oops! Okay, that's enough. And now all we do is mix it with some cold water.
Right.
And just add a little bit at a time. You want quite a stiff dough. Yeah, give that a good mix. I'm just going to chop up a little bit of thyme. Traditionally, you just have them like this, but I quite like it with a bit of thyme. You want it almost like, have you ever made scones before?
No, I haven't.
Okay, I won't say that then. I was going to say you want it kind of like scone mixture. So if I cut it in half. With these, do you want to start rolling them into balls?
Certainly.
Now, all that's left to do, we'll add a teaspoon of the tomato paste into the goulash, and then we'll just sit these on top. Take the lid off. So a teaspoon of that in there, and then you just want to sit these dumplings in the top. You don't want to press them down, just kind of...
Around the edge? Or...
Some of them will sink, it doesn't matter, or they won't sink altogether, but... That looks great. So now, pop the lid on, and we'll just leave that for half an hour.
Yeah.
And then when we come back, those dumplings will be lovely, they'll have swollen up, they'll be cooked, and the goulash will be ready to serve.
Okay.
That looks lovely, it smells really nice. So now I'll just finish it off with a good dollop of sour cream and a little pinch of paprika.
Right.
Give it a nice dollop in the middle.
Okay.
That looks lovely. Taste test?
Taste test. It's delicious and it goes well with the sour cream as well. Oh.
It's beautiful. It's ideal if you've got friends coming round for a nice Sunday afternoon. Big pot in the middle, nice dish of sour cream, a couple of bottles of red. It's lovely. So anyway, thank you very much for joining us today. If you would like to book some gift vouchers for presents for Christmas, then do get in contact, or indeed if you'd like some lessons for yourself. The web address, again, is www.kitchenqueen.co.uk, or you can contact me direct at hannahgoodyear@kitchenqueen.co.uk. Thank you very much, and have a lovely Christmas.